Hi guys, Niklas here from Your Audio Solutions. Today I want to talk to you about why you need to work on your business, not in it. I want to talk to you about some pitfalls we as entrepreneurs can fall into and how we can potentially fix them, and the importance of thinking about certain aspects that you might not be aware of. First, I want to talk to you about about a great book called E-Myth Revisited. It's by a guy called Michael E. Gerber. If you're watching, the book looks like this. I hope you can see it. It's a great book, and he talks about some myths, basically, about being an entrepreneur and stuff we don't think about as, for example, home studio owners when we start our own studio. We won't go through the whole book, obviously, but we will talk about some of the most important things he talks about in the beginning of the book that I think is really important. And when I first read them, they really helped me think about my own business in a different way, in a smarter way. And it has allowed me to grow my freelance career, for example, and hope it can help you too. But before we get into today's episode, I'd love to tell you about a free guide you can download right away. If you're a home studio owner or freelance sound engineer and you want to increase your client base, I made a free guide that can help you with just that. And you can download it using the link below. It's free. Just enter your email. Check out some of my tips, how to contact bands online. If you want to get into recording studio, if you just finished university, there's some tips for you there as well. And how to make your clients come back for more, and how to make more money using the value-based system, for example. So check it out. This is the link below. But now let's talk about today's topic. So the first thing Michael talks about in his book is the fatal assumption. And this is really important to understand. And I think for us as engineers, sound engineers, mixers, recording engineers, that we do fall into this fatal assumption, as he puts it. And it's the assumption made by technicians who go into business themselves. So he says, if you understand the technical works of a business, that you understand a business that does technical work. And that's not the case. But that's what we do as engineers. We think just because we know how to record a band, how to mix, how to make great sounding mixes, how to do a great guitar solo, that we know how to run a business, a recording studio business. And most of the case, that is not the case, unfortunately. And I think many of us might start your own studio, own home studio, either because maybe you worked in a recording studio, there was not enough money to keep you on, so you had to start your own freelance career. No, that was my case actually. Or maybe you work in a day job, and all you want to do is actually you want to transition from your day job to make a living doing music, whether that's mixing, recording, writing your own music, or you're just out of college and you want to make a living doing this, or you just want a different career basically. But just because you know how to record doesn't mean you know how to run a recording studio, for example, or a home studio, same thing. The other thing Michael talks about in his book is that when you start your own business, you are essentially three people, three personalities in one. So he says you're the entrepreneur, you're the manager, you are the technician. And essentially the entrepreneur is the person in you who dreams about the stuff you want to achieve. For example, you dream about having a home studio you can make a living on. You dream about buying this gear, although that might be irrelevant for your career. Or you might be dream about anything we do when we daydream about how we want our lives to be in the future. For example, quitting a job and making enough money to support yourself from your home studio, or as a freelancer. That's the entrepreneur in you. You dream about different stuff you can do with your studio, and all that sort of thing. So that's the entrepreneur in you. The manager in you, the other personality, is pragmatic. He wants order. He wants predictability. So where the entrepreneur dreams and makes grand goals for themselves, the manager wants to organize and plan and structure the day or the business, so to speak. And as you can imagine, you need both of these personalities to have a successful business. because with no dreams, no goals to aspire to, the manager cannot have structure anything to achieve those dreams and goals. So yeah, you need both of them. And the technician, which is the last personality, is the guy or the person in you who is the doer. Basically, he does the work, the technical work, so to speak. Whether that's actually doing the mixing, doing the recording, doing the necessary work to accomplish the goal set by the entrepreneur side of you, and organized by the manager, the technical person does. So that's the three personalities we are and we need to take into consideration as a home studio owner and as a small business owner. But unfortunately, as a small business owner, as a home studio owner, freelancer, we do not divide our attention to all three equally. Usually, what Michael says in the book, I don't know if this is a fact or something he has found be the most common thing, but he says most of us are 20% entrepreneur, 10% manager, and 70% technician. So as a home studio owner, as an engineer, I think that sums us up quite perfectly, because we know how to do the work. We know how to make our clients' music sound awesome. We know how to record drums. We know how to use the right plugins, for lack of a better word. We know the technical work, but most of us lack the ability to be the manager, to be the entrepreneur, to actually make our business grow. There is a quote I like to read from this book that I think perfectly sums up my experience working around various studios in town, and maybe you can see yourself in this example as well. In the book, Michael says this. He says that in a technician-driven business, insert recording studio, without the entrepreneur to lead and the manager to supervise, the technician will work until he or she drops, only to wake up the next morning to go to work even harder, and the next, only to discover long after it's too late that while she was working, someone moved a freeway through the store, in this case. This sums up my experience of working in studios, of myself actually too. Maybe you can see yourself in this personality where we think all we have to do is work to achieve the results we want. But if we let the technician be in charge, and we don't let the entrepreneur and the manager have its place, we can see some pretty detrimental effect, as in we're working 12 hours a day, every day of the week. We don't take care of ourselves. Our personal lives are suffering, and most likely mentally we are suffering too. And I've seen this many times. I don't want to become that myself, and I guess you don't want to fall into that trap of just working on your DAW Pro Tools, mixing, or just practicing mixing, just practicing guitar or whatever it can be. Although it's important, but we cannot let that person be in charge. You need to have the entrepreneur, you need to dream up or set goals where you want to go with your career and life, and let the manager have his place to organize that plan, so the technician can actually work on the set plan made by those two other personalities. It's really important, and I do talk a lot about this in other episodes, and is to be organized, and that's the manager in you. You need to have the goal. For example, you want to have a successful home studio business. That's the dream. Sorry, that's a goal. Then you need to let the manager come in and make that and structure that, and structure your days and structure your time spent in your home studio to achieve that goal, and then let the technician take over and actually implement what you plan. And I do this as I told you before many times, I do this every week. I plan, so I know every day what to do so I can achieve the goal I have. That's how you eventually achieve what you want to achieve with your life. So that could be anything you want to do. It's up to you. Your dreams are your dreams, your goals are your goals. But that's how you can achieve them, to divide your attention between the three personalities. And that's how you see your results, basically. And it can be hard to separate yourself between the three personalities. I know I do that. I struggle. It's not easy. It's not something you just switch off that easily until you've had some practice on it, I think. But there are many times I finish my day early, whatever that is. And I feel like I need to do more. I need to work. Otherwise, I'm just stagnant. Otherwise, I'm just standing still. But I believe if you have plenty of time properly and efficiently, you will finish your day early, so to speak. You will finish your day not working 12 hours a day, not working 16 hours a day, not working 24/7 every day. You will find yourself having more time to perhaps take care of yourself, to do something fun, to do something with your girlfriend, or if you have a boyfriend, or if you have kids. This will allow you to spend time on that part of your life, which is really important for you to be able to play the long game in this business, I believe. Because you burn out otherwise. And I've seen this many times, and I don't want you to fall into that trap. I don't want to fall into that trap. It's not good. If you want to read more, there's other great stuff in that book. He talks more about how to run your small business, like the franchise method. He talks a lot about the McDonald's do. Check the book out, it's great. What I would like for you to do is, going forward, think about these three personalities: the entrepreneur, the manager, and the technician, and how that applies to your situation, how that applies to your thinking about your home studio or freelance career, and how you can make positive changes thinking about this going forward. And I'd love to know what your experience is in this. Which personality are you in? Some people are more entrepreneurs than they're anything else. Some people just dream and never do things. That's also not good, obviously. You need to implement the manager and the technician, and not just sit on your couch and dream about stuff. And some people fall into just the manager, I guess, and some people just the technician. So I'd love to know where you think you fit in and how you're going to change going forward. Leave a comment, send an email, whatever you like to do. And I hope this episode was useful. And again, don't forget to download your free guide, 3 tested ways to increase your client base. Leave a like, a comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. And I'll see you guys next week.